from that point, he went through and had his surgery and went through his recovery. Um, he would talk a lot about the time he had to reflect and how he wanted that experience to be one that makes something special happen. And the idea behind Coaches versus Cancer was born. And I remember those years of getting it started and the 3-point shots and getting pledges per 3-point shot and just all these different ways that money could be raised to support those that are battling cancer as well as cancer research, and then how he was able to connect with his peers.
I remember it distinctly because I was on the board and was sitting in there, and we knew the background of Norm getting sick on a flight to play a game. So we were all in tune to what he had and was going through. Okay, so so when he came in, he's one of us. He's not some person from another county, another profession, whatever. He's one of us. And so we're relating to him and we're listening to him. And when he says things like, all of us have been touched by cancer, that strikes a tune because it absolutely is true. And so we were listening carefully. And he had a good idea of putting together what he had already started with the 3-point shooting with a partnership or a collaboration, however you want to state it, with the American Cancer Society. And it made a lot of sense because they were professional in their area, and coaches have quite a platform. And coaches are designed, built to win. That's their job. That's what they go out to do. So putting those groups together made a lot of sense. So if we can get the coaches to understand how much they can do, then you're saying, holy mackerel, let's put it to work. When we decided at that meeting, after Norm was gone, that the Coaches versus Cancer didn't have that name then, but as it turns out, Coaches versus Cancer was going to be our charity of choice.
What Coach did, I think, for the cancer and the Coaches versus Cancer, creating the Coaches versus Cancer, was I don't think he'll ever get enough credit for that. You look back. Think about how much money has been raised now. Think about, you read, I get information on it all the time about the golf tournaments that are held and everything else that's done, the galas that they have. I mean, we're talking millions and millions of dollars, And I know they have an event in Kansas City I was a part of when I was a head coach. It was a really neat event. So just what he started and what that's done for cancer research is unbelievable.
It all does speak to kind of an inner core of resilience, and this is a little different than that point, but it's kind of related. I mean, I remember Norm would always say he doesn't hold grudges, but he has a long memory. That was one of his favorite lines, and always given with a grin. And I think some people are motivated extra by setbacks in their lives, right? Or when they feel they've been slighted or they feel they've been kicked in the shins. And certainly cancer is on another tier in all those things. But so is feeling like the feeling of something coming at you and that you're indomitable, you're going to win eventually. I think that's a lot of the essence of Norm. Whatever comes at me, I can handle it, and by the way, I can do this. I'll come right back stronger than ever. I think Norm projected that he'd come back stronger than ever, and that really is a great notion of a theme throughout his career and life.
When Norm came to us, we didn't have any charity. So this was the initial, and so we decided, hey, there's not one person that's going to see this, or that you know or I know that hasn't been touched by cancer. So we don't need to look any further. Here is a universal need, and this is something that all of our coaches can find themselves in support of, without a lot of hard work and without a lot of convincing on the need to do it.
I think it's wonderful because so many times coaches are thought of as being greedy or maybe not treating their players right or being spoiled, whatever. And it gave them, the coaches, a platform for people to realize that most of them did care deeply about things. And most everybody has had somebody that's had cancer in their family, or they know somebody well. So it was kind of a no-brainer. And of course they've raised millions of dollars, and I'm just so proud of the fact that he was able to make that happen.
It's tremendous to see what each person can come up with. And some of the coaches really take it to heart. A lot of them take it to heart, raise huge money. People may not even realize. Mark Few's had a project that he does at Gonzaga, and I think they make $1 million. They do one or two nights, they make $1 million. Jim Boeheim has the same situation in Syracuse. Roy Williams has done great work. Lon Kruger. Lon is just absolutely phenomenal. He has a program he does in Las Vegas, and they raise over $1 million. So that's a surprise, but it's a pleasant one.
That impact has been unbelievable. When it first started, we were only thinking of Division I coaches and programs. Now it's not just Division I, II, III, high school, junior college. Everybody's involved doing it. And that in itself, I mean, is there anyone else you can think of? If nobody else I can think of that had that kind of impact in their sport and in the community, all the communities. I mean, wins and losses, they're in the record book. But what's going on now are saving lives. Lives are being saved because of what Norm Stewart started. He's the father of Coaches versus Cancer. And that'll be around a long time after all of us aren't around. And hopefully it'll still be saving lives.